Okay, so as I mentioned before, I do about 20 minutes every single day of walking. So 140 minutes a week. And on days that I have the kids, and obviously can't go for a neighborhood walk because they're not quite at the age where I can just leave them at home because I don't have a home phone. I just kind of make up those 20 minutes on the days that I can do my walk. Now, once a week, I drop off my daughter at tutoring. And I'm just sitting in the car with my son. Normally, I'm just catching up on phone calls or emails. And he suggested, hey, you need to go on your walk in the evenings, and you can't while we're with you. Why don't we just go on a walk on the trail while we wait for Eva? I thought, it's a brilliant idea. So I'm getting like 40-45 minutes walk in on this trail. So that way it makes up for both days that I have my kids. So it's a great idea, bud.
Yeah.
You know, that's really cool because to me that shows how important it is to lead by example. Like I can tell the kids, you know, fitness, health or whatnot and all the stuff they should do. But the fact is, since they've been born, I've been making time for the gym and my workouts. I've even done cardio outside my basement suite steps, and he's come out with his water bottle. Him and his sister have come out with their water bottles to join me. So it's kind of cool to see that impact that it has on them. So they know that I make time for it because it's important. And the fact that he came up with this idea all on his own was really cool. So just because you have a family or kids, you know, if the motivation's there and you want to get something done, you can definitely get it done. So great idea, bud. Thanks for that.
Hi.
All right, so we're back for heavy push day. So it's my push A day. Basically what we're trying to do is just take the stabilizers out of it, maximal loads on the muscle, try to beat the logbook, rest pause style. So we're doing incline Smith bench press, we're doing Smith machine shoulder military press, Smith machine close grip bench press. That way you can just close your eyes and just drive through the weight and just really tax on the muscle and take it to failure. And then our finishers are going to be pec deck, but like kind of like a press variation rather than straight arm, just to still keep like a mass builder. Then we'll do cable lateral raises in a reclined position, so that cuts out any momentum. And finish off with Vulcan straps, overhead extension of the Vulcans. Yeah. So yeah, so this is a fun workout. It's probably my second favorite. I have to say back is my favorite because again, like I mentioned before, I'm trying to catch up to this guy's back. but today is fun. Just any time I get to close my eyes and just push through a Smith machine, and it brings the intensity. So it's pretty good. Right. Yeah, you ready?
Let's get it.
All right. Just warming up. Keep it sub-maximal. As you get heavier, maybe only 3 to 5 repetitions, sometimes even 1 or 2, just to feel the weight. So that was the last warm-up set. And I only do like 1, sometimes 2 repetitions, enough to get your body, your mind, nervous system, joints, everything ready for the heavier weight, but nothing more than that, because I want to save as much energy as possible for the maximal top set, which we rest pause.
Yeah. Load up the mag and cock it back. Now let it go. I'm talking bags. I'm body bags. I'm dropping flows. I'm going. Yeah, I'm back with a swivel. Hey, yo, I'm back with a, Hey, yo, I'm back with a vengeance. Ready to blast them with raps until they fall back, cause I'm catching a couple bodies, paragraphs in a sentence. Fuck all the ads and the mentions. Bring them to a whole other dimension like astral projection. Just my fashionable entrance. I've been going over their heads like that, but the rackets for lack of attention. Bitch, it's swivel on the beat, that'd be obvious. You only honor the body shit. Ominous, you talk the shit. Cool, state your claim, but let's debate or remain anonymous. You're saying I'm on a conscious kick, like it's a phase. Damn, I've been this way before I hit a ganja stick. Paper planes, bump my music, paper plays, civil play. It's safe to say, the move to make it, shoot to kill. It's in my roots to kill. The beating you got boosted till, so choose a hill. The climb is steep, out the move, they climb it each time I speak. Who's the thrill? See who we will have been, true and real. And it's too surreal to get on another track to pursue the feel and let loose from tooth to heel is too ideal. Crates on crates, I've been stacked on material to step out of the avenue strap for anything goes. So don't push me and fuck up my kindness. I switch like Nintendo. My rhymes hit you in the chest, taking your breath, stopping your heart. This is in your body, killing your thoughts. A virus in each cartridge. My bars are plague, so color darken or get locked in the coffin. My only option is cock it back. Now let it go. I'm talking bags on body bags. I'm dropping flows. I'm going mad. I'm going mad. So I lock and load and I leave them dead, and it won't stop cause I've been stacking up that ammo. Mag and cock it back. Now let it go. I'm talking bags on body bags. I'm dropping flows. I'm going mad. I'm going mad. So I lock and load and I leave them dead, and it won't stop cause I've been stacking up that ammo. Listen, I'm back with an attitude. Tell them to run it back. So get on the tracks what I had to do. If I didn't have it before, well now I do. It's like I've been nice for a minute. It's how I do. How I move so smooth on the syllables. Oof, this too unfuckwittable. Done dirt, I've done my digging though. Burn away my sins till my skin turn really cold. We just saying not lyrical. Swivel been kicking that shit. Instant with it hit. They don't think for a minute. They just know that this it, and they know they with this. And how I hold my darkness, living like this. You say I'm not living right, suck on this dick. You afraid to take risks, so make way and witness. Give me trigger, baby, get a clip delivered to your crib or apartment, whatever. Been in the garden with gnomes. Some of them on their heart to the stone, cause these sources are known. If you know, then you know it only be that homegrown and be sparking them. So on the occasion, I stay on my alien starship and float when I'm sober, so I don't need much to go off. Just a couple of shots, let them go. What I'm familiar with, I'm still infinite. 8-ball, get a hit, this ain't Billy, bitch. You realize you look silly as shit, so piss off. I'ma have to go and I'll kill him quick. I stay building up until I got a million bricks. But the big bad wolf is in me, will I ever submit? Going insane sometimes, I get tempted to pick the gad up and put it right to my head. So just up the mag and cock it back. Now let it go, I'm talking bags on body bags. I'm dropping flows, I'm going mad. I'm going mad. So I lock and load and I leave them dead, and it won't stop cause I've been stacking up that ammo. Mag and cock it back. Now let it go, I'm talking bags on body bags. I'm dropping flows, I'm going mad. I'm going mad. So I lock and load and I leave them dead, and it won't stop cause I've been stacking up that ammo.
7 reps. Nice deep breaths. 15 reps total is our goal to increase the weight, but we want to get at least 10. So it's Wiseman getting 7 right there. Probably we'll get another 4, and then maybe another 2. So we're still looking that we're going to hit over 10. And these breaths, you don't want to rush. Nice deep inhales. Get as much oxygen to the blood as possible.
Ready to fight right there too. Be courageous on your way to greatness, whatever your destiny is. If you don't know yet, stay patient and trust, cause the moment will appear if you stay with it. It'll take time, but it's worth all the time in the world to find purpose. In the field that you're working, don't let nobody tell you your place. If they don't know the words, fuck you to the face. Marathon on the race. Yeah, you heard it before. Don't think, put your foot to the floor. Everybody working at their own pace. Check, take notes, trace steps, take breaths, keep moving right, left, right.
So that's 10. Should probably aim for 1 or 2 more. That'll take him to 11 or 12 total. Then we keep the weight the same, and next workout he tries to beat this top set by at least 1 extra repetition, and that's progress. Nice deep breaths. Push! You got it. Come on, Wiseman. Up. Push. Push. 7-3-2. That's 12. Good set, big man. Alright, this is the new weight for me, so obviously I want to get as many reps as possible, but there's no standard I have to beat, so just me progressing to this weight is progress. So minimum 10. But I gotta get to 15 to earn the next weight. Last response set, little mishap there, didn't get that second, so just need one more clean one. And this sets the bar that I have to try and beat next workout. Whew, just one.
That's all it takes. Just one more rep.
Done.
Up, up, up. There you go. There we go. Response set. 1, 2. Push. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drive it. Failure. 8. There you go. 15 reps. Push. 2. Come on. Drive it. 3. 3. Push. There we go. 8 and 3. Sitting at 11. So you want to fall between 10 and 15. He's already broke that at 11. There we go. Push. 1. Push. 2. Push. There you go.
Oh, baby.
8-3-2. 8-3-2 or 8-4-2?
8-3-2.
8-3-2.
Yeah.
So that's 11, 12, that's 13. So next time, if he gets 14 total reps, that's progress.
That's the win.
So for triceps, probably don't need many warm-up sets. We already did chest and shoulders, so all of our pushing muscles and joints are warmed up by now. So you just want to do a little bit to feel the weight into your max comp set. So this is our last warm-up. Wiseman's final warm-up. Just enough to feel the weight. Get him ready for his top set. There you go. All right, so this is a new weight for me. Moved up 10 pounds from last time. Last time was 210, so this is 220 on Smith machine. So however many reps we can get.
Up, 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 up.
That's 6 and 2. You can really feel it when you go up in weight sometimes.
You got it, you got it.
At least one more clean one.
Beautiful. There we go, top set. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on. Push. 10. Good. 15 breaths. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Push it. There you go.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
10 and 3. That's 13. So after 15 breaths, 2 more repetitions and more weight next workout.
All right.
Here we go. 10 and 3.
Easy done.
At least 2.
All right.
Come on, Wiseman. Up. Nice. Easy. Push. Push. 15 on the mark.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Hard fought.
All right. So we hit our major mass builders, which is Smith incline, Smith military, Smith close grip. And I was saying to Wiseman when the camera was off, for about last 2 months, every single workout, I was hitting my reps, adding another rep, adding weight. Things are going so well. And I think today I just hit a wall, and that happened. So that's a sign to me that I need to maybe deload for this next rotation, try to catch up on some sleep, maybe throw in some higher carb days, just because my body is starting to feel it. So you got to be really smart, think the long game. So as much as I want to beat the numbers every single workout, like I have been, like almost too well, that's a sign. So I'm going to pull back a little bit, reassess, see how I feel tomorrow, see how I sleep, and assess from there. Maybe throw in an additional C rotation, next rotation instead of the B, which is more rest pausing. So instead go the high reps again, or just a deload week where I go through the motions, do some cardio, maybe some posing, and go from there. But I think I saw my light flash before my eyes when I did that shoulder press and almost tipped backwards. So
Yeah.
but it was good. But Wiseman made some good numbers, and so then he knows a benchmark what to hit next time.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to keep a logbook too, so you know exactly how many reps you're doing, exactly how much weight you're using, and that's how you chart progress, and that's how you be smart about charting progress.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to go up now to the isolation stuff. So it's just straight sets, 3 straight sets after a warm up or 2, 3 straight sets of about 10 and 12 reps on the pec deck, cable lateral raises, and the Vulcan overhead extensions. So the hard work is done, and now it's time to hit it with a little isolation. So
All right. Let's go for it.
as I was saying to Wiseman, it's come upstairs thinking we're going to pull off maybe 10 to 12 reps. Like last workout, I got about 10 to 12 for 3 straight sets at the stack, which is 250. So you come upstairs, doing it today, and I'm like, why am I gassing out at like 7, 8 repetitions? Why is it so much harder? We have to look at the overall picture, because I personally increased my weights that I use downstairs more on the Smith machine. That's obviously going to tax me a lot more. So by the time I got up here, I was a lot more fatigued. But just because the numbers didn't change doesn't mean I'm not making progress. So definitely felt that. So it takes a little ego hit to the logbook where the repetitions are a bit lower, but you just have to look at the overall picture, which is why I find it's important to keep a logbook, so you can see those trends and see those patterns and more accurately track progress. Because if I didn't, and I didn't take that into account, I would think I'm almost regressing or gassing out or whatever. So look at the whole picture, then you can assess progress a lot more accurately. All right, another workout in the books. Another day closer to the competition. So this weekend is 24 weeks out. So like I said earlier in the video, I was doing so well, progressing all my weights, progressive overload for like 2 straight months, hit a wall today. Not, it's important that you don't look at it as failure. You just look at the whole overall picture. So obviously things are going so well for so long, I was bound to hit a wall. So just a sign that I either have to increase my carbs or take deload week, and then just see how I feel. So definitely have to listen to your body to be able to have success injury-free in this sport. So how was the workout, bud?
Oh, it's been a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel the pump, tricep pump, chest, shoulders. So overall, workout successful, and I'm looking forward to Sunday. What are you doing Sunday?
Saturday. So tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm back for a pull A day. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I might be here tomorrow. You never know. Yeah.
Well, you better be here because I have to get a challenge to do my back. So. So it's a push 8A, like I said, maximal progressive overload, Smith machines, really heavy, rest pause, close your eyes, just tax everything you got. So I'm going to finish off this A rotation, but like I said, I got to reevaluate my rest and see if I need to deload. But I'll finish off the A rotation, see how the rest of the workouts go, then I'll game plan for next week. So that's it. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me.
You got it.
Perfect.
Till tomorrow.
All right, will do. Stay tuned. Ian Villiers.
Q&A time. So, a question that I get asked a lot over the years, and it came up again most recently, was what made me choose the natural bodybuilding route, and why have I stayed on it, on that path? I think it dates back to the whole stigma or thought or belief that getting caught using drugs or steroids or other performance enhancement substances was always seen as cheating. Whenever someone was caught, it was a scandal. It was stuff that they weren't supposed to use because, granted, if it's banned in their sport or the organizations, then obviously they shouldn't be using it. But oddly enough, bodybuilding is one of those sports where, professional levels, everyone takes it. And there's that thought or belief that, in order to make it up in the higher ranks, you need to take it. It's just one of those gray area sports. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to use drugs, but, if you want to make it to the higher ranks, the professional levels, good luck doing it without, for the most part. So, I always felt that it was just something that you don't do, though, something that I shouldn't do. I never felt right about it. No judgment to those who have used, but it's just for me personally and my own beliefs and opinion and my feelings on it. It just never really sat well with me. I also, when I started off bodybuilding at the gym, back in late high school, I had great role models to look up to. So Jason and Jamie Gallant out of Maple Ridge, highly successful in the natural bodybuilding circuit. So it was kind of cool to see that example right in front of me at the gym that I worked out at, that you can have a really good level of success in natural bodybuilding without it. So I think I just really admired that, and that's what I wanted from it. Also, something you have to consider is what the benefit would be. Now, I think a lot of people who do push the performance enhancement drugs and try to make it as a pro or get to the higher levels, I think a lot of people don't have that baseline genetics that they need to get there. And I think they're making a mistake that the more that they push into that world, that success is just going to come. But really, like, if you don't have the crazy genetics right from the get-go, and you notice that you blow up way bigger than everyone else you train with or go to the gym with, chances are you're not going to get some out of it. So what's that trade-off? What are you sacrificing health-wise? Like, how realistic is that goal? If someone wants to push their body to the extremes and use PEDs, then power to them. They made their educated decision, and I support that decision if that's what they feel is right for them. But I think that this sport gets a lot of people taking that stuff, thinking they need to, and that they're going to have a certain level of success. And I think that's wrong. So, I know I don't have the best genetics in the world. I think I have good enough genetics. And I got great baseline strength and muscularity that I've achieved over the years. But I know that I'm not going to be one of the best in the world at doing this. So why subject my body to negative health effects if I don't need to? I think what a lot of people need to realize is the top people at the sport, the ones that are professionals and actually making money and doing this for a living, those individuals, they have genetics that are just far superior to all of us. That just because you take a magic elixir of drugs, it doesn't mean that you're going to get that same result. I mean, look at Quentin Beastwood. He posts pictures on his Instagram of when he was competing as a natural. And man, that guy was a monster. He did not look natural. But there's a reason why he's one of the top stars in the IFBB. And everyone's predicting that he's going to have a really successful future and possibly win the Olympia someday. It's because he has those genetics. So I think if you have those genetics and you make that educated decision to make this a living and you stand a good chance at making a living of this, then play it safe. And by all means, I think that's a decision that's right for them. But don't fool yourself into thinking that you can just take a bunch of performance enhancement drugs and the fame and the success are just going to automatically come just because you want it or feel entitled to it. It doesn't work that way. And you're going to be wasting a lot of money to find that out. That goes back to something that Jordan Peters says, is that if you're one of those that needs to push the drugs, then bodybuilding is not a sport for you. And then over the years, it became, well, as I got older, well, what's the benefit? I'm not going to get much out of it by taking drugs. And I'm not going to push this as a career. I already have a career. I'm doing this for the love of it. So I don't need performance enhancement drugs to fuel that love for the sport. And then it became more of a sense of pride that I have been able to accomplish what I've accomplished and make the gains that I've made as a natural. And have people at the gym who are starting out or who don't have the best genetics or who just love the sport look at me as a role model or inspiration or just a validation that you don't need to take the drugs if you don't want to. And if I can show people that you don't need to take drugs, that you don't have to feel forced to take them, then you don't need to. And to me, it became more about that in recent years, is just motivating and educating people that you can do this in a different way, that you don't have to go down that road if you don't want to. So yeah, that's why I've stayed on the natural road, the natural path. There's a lot more kind of factors that play into it, but that's kind of the ones off the top of my head. If you want me to get into more specifics, let me know, and I definitely can. Natural bodybuilding seems to be the topic of the week. Another question I had was, do I think that natural organizations are doing enough to maintain the integrity of their shows or their natural competitions to ensure that the athletes who are competing are natural? Man, that's a tough one. Honestly, I don't think much is going to change, because at the end of the day, with a lot of these organizations, all you got to do is pass a urine test. And the urine test just shows what's in your system on the day of the show, or whatever's still in your system at that point. Whereas, really, you could take stuff during your off season, gain a significant amount of muscle mass, As long as you're clean on the day of the show, then you'll pass. So, one organization, the IDFA, last I checked into them, they did polygraph, lie detector test. But also I saw in the small print that they also held the right to request, I think it was a urine test, to athletes who are registered under the IDFA year-round. So I thought that was a great idea. Just knowing that you could be one of a handful of athletes registered in the IDFA that you can get randomly drug tested, I think that's enough deterrent to stop people from going against the rules of the organization. So I think that's a great idea. I've heard of in the past big organizations doing polygraph. I'm all for polygraph, but I also understand that some people see it as invasive or very nerve-wracking or almost like an interrogation. But if you got nothing to hide, then you shouldn't get too nervous. But also, if you know you're under the gun, under the pressure, you don't want a false positive. And then that can be nerve-wracking as well. So I understand how that can have some shortcomings too. And drug testing is just stupid expensive. So I also understand a lot of athletes who register for these shows pay a lot of money. I really don't think a lot of them are going to be agreeable to pay an extra several $100s to go into a pot to drug test all the athletes. So I don't know. There's no real right answer. But what I will say is that for me personally, it doesn't bother me too much if people who aren't natural enter natural competitions. Because for me, I've always done it for the love of it. And I've also always done it as based on my intrinsic motivation. I'm not doing it to win. I'm doing it because I love the sport. And I'm doing it because I want to beat my old self. And to me, that's a win. So as long as I'm doing that, I don't really care too much about what other people are doing around me. I might feel different if, say, I was on the national stage and I lost a chance to get a pro card and I kind of caught wind that that person was natural. Yeah, I might have a different opinion in that situation. But as of right now, and my experiences to this date, I don't care what other people are doing. I really don't. But what does grind my gears is when, gear, no pun intended. But what really does upset me is when people who aren't natural claim natural. And there's been a few that I've run into over the years, and you know, that's not cool. Not only is it like lying to everybody, but also gives people a false comparison point. If they look up to you, if they think they want to follow your programs or the way you train, or they look up to what you do and try to mimic it because they want the gains that you're making, but they don't know that you're using stuff, that's just leading them down the wrong road. Maybe increasing depression or lack of motivation for them. Or if you're an influencer who takes a bunch of drugs but don't tell anyone, and people buy your programs and follow your page and buy your products thinking they'll get your results, which they never will. So those are situations that upset me. But in terms of the integrity of the show and the competitors that I might face, nah, doesn't bother me too much. And on the theme of being natty and natural bodybuilding, happen to be wearing my Natty Athletics hoodie. Great brand that I just came across, based out of the States, but they're going to branch out to Canada soon. But definitely check them out. Natty Athletics makes some great quality clothing too. It's one of my favorite gym hoodies right now, so definitely going to support that brand moving forward. So check them out on Instagram, Natty Athletics. Alright, the 20-minute walk is up. So if you have any other questions I can take on next week, let me know. You can send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook, respond to one of the question polls I put up there, or comment underneath the video on YouTube. And definitely to continue to support what we're doing, make sure to like and subscribe to the videos in the channel. Much appreciated.
What they get when they doubt you. Call your names and then they clown you. People act tough and then tuck their tails and then hop in shells when they're around you. Your bark is way bigger than your bite. I'm the only beast in this cage. All natural.